Hello guys, it's me, Red the Avid Dinosaur, and today with my first episode of a series that I don't have a name yet. Probably in the future I will actually do it, but I want to make you a question. What is your favorite Ferrari? Any Ferrari is possible, could be of the current era or the old era from the 50s and the 60s. For me, I will answer to you. For me, is the 550 Maranello. For me, the most beautiful Ferrari ever done. Obviously, from the end of the 90s and the start of the 2000s, it's a car that combines that subtle elegancy with a V12 engine. I think is the best Ferrari ever done and one of the most beautiful Ferraris ever created. But I think modern Ferraris doesn't have this touch. Like you can name it the 12 cylinder, the F80, or even the 296 GTB. Don't get me wrong, these cars are absolutely brilliant. In my opinion, in terms of engineering, are the coolest Ferraris you can get. The 296 GTB with its V6 hybrid is a really quick car, able to beat supercars. The F80, we don't know too much about it yet, but looks like a really good a current generation hypercar Ferrari that it has to prove itself. And the 12 cylinder, even when is the modern B12 Ferrari, even when it looks odd, in the future maybe we will see it with different eyes, like we saw the F12 and the A12 Superfast. But they don't have that beauty, they don't have that soul. But again, that goes on you. Maybe you will like them, but in my opinion, they don't have that touch. They are made just to be aerodynamic and just to be really smart in terms of engineering. But it's something that one of my workmates discussed with me, that Ferrari is that substantial, is that polemic, that these cars are beautiful for different eyes. That the 550 Maranello, that for me is one of the most beautiful cars ever done by the Italian brand, could be one of the ugliest cars for other people. For most of the people that I asked for, the 458 Italia is one of the most beautiful Ferraris ever done. For me, it just looks like a car that was made in a wind tunnel. But that's the thing of Ferrari. I think those cars are meant to be that way. They are meant to be polemic, and that beauty in the eye of the person is what makes them quite smart, and that made them the focus of opinions of many people. So I saw a few comments right there that they said that when Ferrari kicked out Pininfarina, everything went to hell. That we started to see cars that are more futuristic, more into this merge of older Ferraris with futuristic topics like the 12 cylinder or the very polemic new Testarossa that is the replacement of the SF90. I think that's one of the most polemic cars you can talk to, but when you see it further down, you can see that it's a combination of older Ferraris, and they wanted to put a homage of the Testarossa name. And if you are from the 80s and the 90s, you know exactly what Testarossa means to you. Like means this really iconic car from series of the 90s, or also something that brings you Miami vibes in some way, or those 80s Miami vibes that you get with that are also shared with the Lamborghini Countach. But is that makes me bring that topic to you guys, is what is Ferrari today that many people believe that they lost touch? Well, in my opinion is that again, Ferrari is now a powerhouse to be respected. They are more focused on engineering. We saw it with the V6 engine that they are developing currently, that is in the 296 and the Le Mans winning 499, and even in the F1 engines. And we have it on the F80, that many people believe the F80 is just an aberration that doesn't have to exist due to the fact that it doesn't have a V12 engine that we gotta discuss soon. But is that I think they are more focused on engineering to prove a point that they did with the V8 that they put on the 360 to the F8 and also the SF90. So they wanted to just develop that engine to a point that is pretty good. And they are more focused into that to make a car that is pure focus on performance. And that's why you see these different opinions. And it's quite sad because you can see that they kind of lost their touch on beauty. And beauty is something that Italian cars have as a singular point. It's something that you think that an Italian car has to be beautiful. And it's something that is shared with British cars in some point. And it's something that British cars have actually done very well. So let's start talking about the Ferrari F80 that you are seeing on the playthrough on the Crew Motorfest. It's a car that I think is gonna be a probably something that you will actually acknowledge and respect in the future. Not something that you're gonna respect today. I think, as I said, many people consider this a mistake because it doesn't follow the same rules of the older Ferrari hypercars, like the Enzo, the F50, and the LaFerrari mostly, that currently have V12 engines. This car only has a V6 with a hybrid system, which is, again, in my opinion, not bad. I think always these Ferrari hypercars have been the standpoint of showing the best technology and the best development Ferrari has, especially focused on F1 and obviously Le Mans. So the F80 is the combination of that. I think with the V6 that is derived from the 499 that has proven itself on racing and obviously has won 3 Le Mans in a row, is something that they wanted to show to the world and is proven to be on the best car Ferrari can do nowadays. That is the F80. With all the aerodynamic upgrades and all the aerodynamic developments that they have done over the years in F1. So it's pretty much what they did with the F80. Sure, it's not exactly something that looks like that is following the same path of the LaFerrari or the Enzo, but it's because it doesn't follow those rules due to the fact that always these Ferrari hypercars have been, like I said, the best developments of Ferrari on the decade. And this decade obviously has been the V6 engine and the aerodynamic developments from F1. So obviously the F80 is gonna be following those steps. And to be honest, the Ferrari hypercar lineup not always had been V12. The most legendary Ferrari hypercar is the F40, and the F40 doesn't use a V12 engine. It uses a V8 twin turbo, and nowadays it's one of the most valuable Ferraris you can get. It's one of the most memorable Ferraris of all time and doesn't carry a V12. So that's the point. I think the F80 is one of those cars that will be remembered for what engineering of this decade brought to Ferrari and how good it is. It doesn't, sure, it doesn't have the best of engine sounds. Even I think to this day, I think the F80 sounds kind of muffled. But in these days, I think they are so focused on that engineering pinnacle that they just want to show that. They don't want to be just completely bombastic with sound or looks. They just want to prove a point of showing the best they can do. And it's something that they made with the F80. With the Testarossa, it's a bit different. They wanted to search for a replacement of the SF90, and well, they did it with the V12, and I think the car makes up to 1,000 horsepower. That for me is too much. But it's basically a combination between older Ferraris, especially from the 80s, and there is a bit of touches from racing Ferraris from the 60s as well. But obviously it's a car that looks a bit square, so it's not gonna be the apple for everyone. And I think every single Ferrari is gonna be like that. It's gonna be so focused on engineering that it's gonna create these divisive opinions between everyone, especially people that are into the car world, that they're gonna just say this is the worst Ferrari ever designed, to be others that consider engineering in a better standpoint to be, hey, this car is really, really good. In the terms of engineering, that is what it means to this day. That cars that are so focused into that design takes a second place. And it's something that, in my opinion, it shouldn't be respected for us, but I think Ferrari buyers, and especially the Ferrari VIP clients, kind of understand very well and are the ones that buy these cars due to the fact that what they meant and the racing pedigree that they have, like in means of the engine, in means of the aerodynamics, and even in the design that us as enthusiasts we can understand. And yeah, this is something that I wanted to talk about. It's something that thanks to a workmate that brought me this idea. And yeah, let me know your opinions in the comment section about Ferrari. Again, what is your favorite Ferrari? It can be anyone, to concept cars, to old Ferraris, to the newer ones. I want to know your opinion in the comment section. And yeah, let me know also your opinion about Ferrari on this day. Do you like the design, or do you just think it's completely awful? Let me know your opinions right there. So yeah, thank you very much, guys, and see you on the next one. Goodbye.